This video is made for adult collectors because bro is the king of the road. I bought Prime and I thought he was neat, but I wasn't enjoying it enough to make a full video on it. And it wasn't a figure I disliked enough to also make a video on it. I was stuck in this sort of limbo of, I don't know, I just was not feeling it. Then they announced Motormaster and I was all over that. Black and purple redeco, sign me up. But it wasn't just the deco that made me want this more. Hasbro and Takara have shown that when a figure gets a redeco or retool, they usually try their best to fix any of the problems the original had. They don't always do that, but they're doing it a lot more now. And Prime launched with, wait, hang on, I forgot to introduce the figure. This is Motormaster. Anyways, Prime launched weird. There were either copies that didn't work properly or copies that were completely fine. And I got stuck with one of the copies that had loose knees, a torso that wanted to come off at the mushroom peg, and a backpack that didn't like staying tabbed in because the torso was a bit strange. Motormaster fixes all of those problems. This figure is so well made compared to Prime, and couple that with the shiny nature of the plastic and paint, and it's just a hell of a lot nicer to not only mess with, but to also look at. I love the shiny jet black and the deep purple they've got going on here. It works well together with that kind of more pastel-y kind of purple thing or whatever that is with the little bits of lime green. I have heard some people find the head seems to be a little out of place because it's under-detailed compared to the rest of the toy, and I can see that, but I feel that that adds to the goofy nature the design already had with the square-ass head, and the head sculpt itself is perfect to me. They nailed the stash, the expression, the paintwork, it's awesome. I also find his black slippers kind of funny. The feet are so flat that they look like slippers people wear in the morning, bro just consistently is getting out of bed. The proportions here I think work a bit better for Motormaster over Prime because this mold always felt buff to me, and Prime from animated wasn't super buff, but I can see Motormaster being more built than Prime, so this works a lot better. He comes with the axe with the retractable handle, and this is the only build issue I have. The axe is a bit too loose for my taste and flops a little bit in some poses. Speaking of which, because his knees work, I've been messing with this a lot more and getting into a lot of poses. It's so much fun. Alright, so the posing on this mold is actually insane, and I wasn't expecting it when I got Optimus, but I wasn't able to use it on Optimus to the fullest extent because of, these gammy knees, so I can now actually do that with Motormaster. So to start with, the head is on a very nice ball joint. You can get quite a lot of wiggle-waggle range and, up and down. The only problem is that when you rotate it, because of the hinge for the backpack, the head does bump into it, and so you can't really look up very well if you tilt the head. But whatever. Shoulders can do a full 360. They can go in and out. You have bicep rotation, double jointed elbows, wrist rotation. You do get your waist rotation, and wow, look at that. It's not coming off. I don't have to trim anything, unlike on Optimus. The hips can go forward. They can go back. They can go in and out. You have thigh rotation. You have over 90 degrees of bend at the nice and stable knees. And then he has ankle tilt. But due to transformation, the ankles can also unclip and go forward, and they can go back. And they're pretty stable. As you saw, I'm able to get him into, poses where he's doing this. And he can stand. Oop, I need to get his balance fixed. Yeah, there you go, see? He's stable. That's pretty cool. I quite dig how you can use those transformation joints to make him look that much more dynamic, because he's really fun to mess with. So yeah, I quite enjoyed this robot way more than Prime. So does the truck carry over the same feeling? Yes, it does. Now, getting this thing transformed, if you've ever messed with the Deluxe from animated, the upper torso is almost exactly the same. So to start with, and that was one of the reasons why I kind of felt a bit bored with Optimus, was because I grew up with that toy, and so having it again, just bigger, was kind of eh. But I never had the Motormaster deco, so this is a little bit more fun for me. So you open up the arms, you fold the hand in, you get an eyelash in your eye, and then you fold this one in as well. The only thing I don't like about this transformation are the forearms, and Optimus Prime kind of has this too because his forearms are painted blue. These are painted this pastel-y, sort of purpley pink mix thing. I don't know what you'd call that, but this tab is painted and it has to go into this slot. And on one of the, right here, I don't know how well you're gonna see that, but it's ever so slightly, there you go, it's ever so slightly chipped there. Now, it's not that big of a deal to me personally, but it would have been nice if the tabs weren't painted so that when you tab it in, you're not like scratching the paint off. But you fold the arms up and then, oops, and then you unpeg them. No, then you rotate them 180 degrees and just sort of bring them out. You open up the chest and then you open up the back. This is the other thing that didn't work on my Optimus, was this piece right here never likes tabbing in. And so I could never get the backpack aligned properly because the backpack would pop out and then this would pop out and then the whole arm thing would just come loose. So I'm glad Motormaster doesn't have that problem. But you bring this up, fold this section up and flip those in. Then you clip the arms into place. Then you tab the front into place. Now it needs to tab into these two slots here and you got to make sure it's lined up perfectly. Otherwise this won't sit properly. So once you have all that lined up, this will just click in. And now you have a walking truck. Let's get a clean shot of that. There you go, walking truck. So now what we're going to do is we're going to fold the feet down. We're going to unclip these and rotate this out. Bring it around and it will tab into the torso. And then we'll just tab the knees together and do that on this side as well. Then you fold the feet in and they will peg into place. Then you rotate the waist 180 degrees and then you bring this and peg it in and boom, truck. I like how interesting the legs are. Granted, the feet do look a little bit ugly, but I'll talk about that in a minute. The front, though, is just the deluxe transformation. But hey, if it ain't broke, right? That looks so cool, though. That looks so nice. Yeah, that carries over the same feeling. The colors are still a banger here. The shaping of the alt mode lends itself a bit more to these colors, in my opinion. They straight up nailed the animated alt mode on Prime, and so this looks awesome. With an interesting way of doing the very set back wheels by having a new set under the cab to balance it out. That's really smart. The feet stick out. Yeah, well, my theory, we know that the Battle Mask alternate head exists for Optimus, so either that's going to be a Toxitron at some point, or they're going to make a Power Master trailer Prime leader thing at some point, and then the feet sticking out is going to be where the trailer attaches to. It's like slide in or whatever, because it became like one big unit. The axe can store, but that looks dumb, but hey, that's just Transformers. I dig this a lot, a lot more than I did with Prime. I would 100% recommend this if you want to try out the mold, as to me, this feels and looks way more superior than Prime. It's fun, solid, and fixes all the issues I had previously, and it's just, it's a very enjoyable figure. It's a big surprise for me. It's probably one of the biggest surprises of the year for me, because I was expecting to buy this and be like, it's still just like Prime. But no, it's a lot nicer. But that's my look at Legacy Animated Motormaster. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.